everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jo. I am Belushi Stitches here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. If you're new here, then thank you very much for stopping by. Please let me know in the comments below how you found me. I'd like to be able to say thank you to anyone who's mentioned me or shouted me out. And if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button if you want to see more. If you're returning and or a subscriber, then thank you very much for coming back. It's been a while since my last Flosstube and completely unintentional. However, I'm back with an update. So I hope you're all well. Thank you for sticking with me. Today I have some starts to show you since my last Flosstubes and finishes, things I've started and finished in the gap. I've got some plans, some SAL info, and all my WIP updates, so works in progress, so things I'm currently working on. I have a tiny bit of haul, and literally that's the stuff that came today. Everything else that has arrived in the last 3 months has gone upstairs into a stash cupboard. What I thought I would do is a separate video at some point in the next couple of weeks or months, showing the kits that I have, so a kit or kitted parade, things I've kitted up myself or things that have come already as a kit, and also a pattern parade, so showing you printed and PDF patterns that I've also acquired over the last sort of probably 6 months really, because I think even when I was doing the Flosstubes before May, I wasn't really showing very much haul because with the PDF ones wasn't able to show you fully. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of stuff to show you later. Today is going to be quite a short one and just an update. So since my last Flosstube, I have passed a further 2 exams, one in June and then one in July. I've also had my, I've leveled up to 40, had my 40th birthday, so life begins now, right? That's right, isn't it? So I'm just going to start with a pile of finishes that I have. This is the pile of finishes. I haven't framed anything since my last video. I will, just not yet. I know you've already seen this one, but this is Alice by Gecko, Rouge. Sandra Vargas is the designer. I just thought I'd show you everything in the finishing pile. This one is going to get framed pretty soon, and I am going to get that one professionally framed because there's a little bit of warping. This one is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This is Positivity Rules. I had a birthday in July, as I said, and I had plans for two birthday starts. I only managed one, which I started the day after my birthday, and I pretty much stitched on it for 10 days and just got it done. So this is the pattern by Monticello Stitches. Bought this one from Etsy. Whoops. This one's called Keys to Happiness, and this is the pattern. I kitted this one up myself. This is on 32 carat linen of some kind, and I got cracking and I finished it. So this is this one, upside down. I'm gonna try again. It's been a long day. Never put the keys to your happiness in someone else's pocket. I really like the sentiment of this one, and just thought it was just so lovely. So I'll just bring you in and just show you a few bits and pieces. So just to let you know, when I started stitching this one, the colours in the pattern were slightly different to the colours that had previously been shown in the model. So what I decided to do was change up some of the colours so that they matched the model. I wanted mine to look exactly like the model. And for instance, the bright blue that you see there in the peacock and in the corner bits, and in these keys here, that's not, those blues aren't in the floss guide. So I did a couple of bits of matching to make it look like the model. I'm not sure if it's the lighting on the model. I think some of the colours have been changed since stitching the model. However, I wanted it to look exactly like the picture. So I did change up quite a lot. Some of these keys here, this I changed to a different brown, this was a different blue. Some of these I've switched out as well. So I did quite a lot of changes, but I'm really happy with the changes that I made. I absolutely loved stitching that one. Can't wait to have that one framed. So the next one I finished was Sunflower Cottage, or Mini Sunflower Cottage. This was a SAL put through by Emma X Stitching and Stitchman Darcy. I joined this one in April. I'd seen other people stitching this one for quite a while and finally just decided actually I will join in too. So I decided to do this one on 25 count, 2 over 1 tent stitch. I think I started doing half stitch and then moved to tent stitch, and I just loved it. I loved this one. This is by Dona Gelsinger. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs chart pattern. It's a stitch along in that you just had to get the pattern and stitch. There wasn't sort of parts released. There isn't a certain time frame. It's just everyone start and just enjoy it. I stitched this one for 70 days. There was 129 days between starting and finishing, and I finished it in 70 days. I would have liked to have finished this one. I would have liked to have beaten my record with Alice, which was 69 days, but I couldn't get past this one. This one had, I thought Alice had a lot of confetti in it, but this one was something else. So yeah, I'm really enjoying watching everyone else get to the parts that I've maybe stitched already, and everyone's at different stages and everyone's doing it on different sort of fabric and things. It's wonderful to see. And also people are starting it at different places, which is always really fun. My favourite part by far was the actual sunflower section, and I've just realised I've been talking to you about this and I haven't shown you, so I'm just going to show you now. I think you can see here the top has warped a little bit. It did start to straighten itself out, but naturally I think once it started warping a little bit then the whole thing's going to follow. So but once you start sort of stretching it into place, and obviously after I've washed it, it's going to be absolutely fine. But I'll just bring this one in to show you. This vine and post here was one of my favourite parts. I really enjoyed stitching this one, and like I said, these sunflowers were by far my favourite section. I just absolutely loved this one. So I will be framing that one professionally. I think that it will need to be laced and sort of stretched so that it can fit nicely in the frame and look sensible. I don't think my framing ability is quite up to warped pieces yet, because I don't have any framing ability because I've never ventured that far. Anyway, so the next piece that I finished was Hello Pumpkin. This was a sal that was originally released by Caterpillar Cross Stitch in 2019. This was released in 5 individual parts. It was a mystery sal, so nobody knew what they were going to stitch. They knew it was going to be a tree, and Emma and I decided, well, we didn't stitch it then. I missed it. I didn't know about it at the time, so we both really wanted to stitch it, and we both decided to do it at the same time. So we managed to get quite a few people involved at the same time. We used a hashtag, Hello Pumpkin, what time do you cal this? Cal for cross stitch along. We had a number of people join us over on Instagram. We had a few chat groups there, and this one was running from this one was running from April till August. This is Hello Pumpkin. This is stitched on 16 count, and I used all the called for colours. But one of the things I did enjoy was actually in the groups, and also if you search for that hashtag on Instagram, you can see that people have changed things up a bit. They have used different colours. They've changed some of the motifs. It's really cool to see. So this is mine. Love this one. Loved stitching it. Such a lovely thing to stitch. The fox is way bigger than I thought. The hedgehog with its is where it was really hard, and I wasn't the only one that found him tricky to stitch. Quite enjoyable still, but a lot more. It looks easier than it was. And this little bird here above the fox, I didn't even know was in there. I honestly just missed it completely. I hope this isn't making anyone too ill. So that one was a really lovely thing to stitch, and I really enjoyed it. I will be stitching the other 3 trees. They've got Hello Dear for winter, Hello Petal for spring, and Hello Summer, and Hello Sunshine for summer. The sunshine one is currently still in the throes of a mystery stitch along, and Hello Petal has been released, and so has Hello Dear. So I'll definitely be stitching them all together and framing them. I'm probably just going to put them in a square white frame. I feel like that's how I see them. Thank you to anyone who joined us. My last finish was, well, it's a nearly finish. I've just got a little bit of backstitch writing to do on it. So my dad sent me a meme a couple of months ago with, I'll put a picture in, but it's a play on Socrates, so it's mediocrities. So the wording is like, meh, it's good enough. Mediocrities. I thought that was absolutely hilarious, and so I jumped straight onto Etsy to see if there was a pattern. Lo and behold, what did I find? Of course I found a pattern on Etsy for it. So I stitched this one immediately. It took me 8 days, I think. It's on 18 count. I'm going to change the wording from the pattern. I'll put all the details, any details of the patterns or anything that I mentioned today, I'll put in the detail below if I don't put it on the screen. And I can't remember off the top of my head the person who made this one as a design. But I'm going to change the wording slightly. I'm going to spell it slightly differently. I'm just going to have a back stitch writing in the bottom instead of sort of quite a big chunky name. But yeah, and then I'm just going to frame it for my dad, and I actually am going to frame this one. I know some of you are probably laughing at the moment, but I am actually going to frame this one, and my dad is going to be the recipient. So this is Mediocrities. He was cool. It's like 6 colours, and yeah, really detailed sort of shadowing. It's fabulous. Yeah. Okay, so those are all the finishes since my last Flosstube. I'm now going to just move on to my WIPs. I have 3. If I film this in another 3 hours, I'll have 4. But I'm doing this now. Well, the first WIP to show you is Deck the Halls. Deck the Halls is again a Caterpillar cross stitch design. They released this one as the Christmas stitch along in 2019. The same thing happened as with Hello Pumpkin. Emma and I both hadn't stitched this one. We wanted to, and we thought, why not do this one as a sal and try and get people involved. And again, we have got loads of people involved. If you want to be involved, you still can. You can get the pattern, you can buy the kit, you can still join us. There's a hashtag for this one, which is Deck the Halls in time for Christmas. There's a video for this one on the Caterpillar Cross Stitch YouTube channel, which shows how to finish this one as a wall hanging. That's what I intend to do. This one's in 6 parts, and it's running from June until November. And my plan is that after I've stitched that one in the first couple of days of November, I'm going to try and put it up as a wall, get it finished as a wall hanging so that it can be up for the whole of December. Currently finished 3 parts. That's where I am so far. The beach huts are not part of the design. That's that's one of my needle minders. Build Snowman is the section. Build Snowman is the section we started with. Then we moved up to Dress the Tree. Quite a few people, or a few people in the group, actually changed the wording to Trim the Tree, which is more the terminology that they would use. So I thought that was cool. There's still quite a few. What's the word? Not changes. There's still quite a few personalisations going on for this one, so I think it's great to see. And then August then was Hang the Stocking, so we just finished that one. The next plan is to go to the section just below Snowmen. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. So we started here, worked our way up, now I think we're coming back into here and then working our way down. I don't know if you can hear the rain. It's just kicked off. Some of the things one of the things that I really enjoy with these sals and putting them into parts is, even though I know what the full picture is going to look like, when I'm doing the sections, doing the parts, I'm purposefully not looking at any of the future pictures, so I'm not focusing on what's where. So if you said to me, what are the motifs around the rest of Deck the Halls, I wouldn't remember, and that's why I didn't remember there was that little bird in the Hello Pumpkin tree. I just haven't been looking at the future months, which is really quite enjoyable. So in between all the sals, I wanted to work on one particular piece, and so, sorry for the banging as well, I think that's the neighbours doing something in the garden. Probably trying to hide from the rain. What was I saying? So apart from the sals, it's really raining now. So apart from the sals that I'm doing and the sals that I am going to start, so I've got 3 to show you in a bit that I'm going to do, I realised with working on Sunflower Cottage, I am really a monogamous stitcher at heart. So apart from those sals, I wanted to start on one piece, or work on one piece. So I looked through my WIPs, and I just was really missing my oldest WIP, and that is Love by Dany Lizeth, which is charted and kitted by Gecko Rouge. It's this one. This is my first Gecko Rouge kit from them, and I just really wanted to get it out, so I did. I'm currently working on this one on a 7-inch Q-snap, something like that, pretty small. I've got all the fabric tucked around. I'm doing pretty well with my fabric management. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm finding with the hoops at the moment that for some reason I just can't get the tension right. I don't know if maybe I've used the turning mechanism too much on my hoops, I'm not sure, but I can't get the tension that a Q-snap can get. I've never had a problem with that before. I must be doing something wrong, but I don't know what it is. So I've moved on to a Q-snap. I'm just undoing, but I can't get this one off. Definitely cut this bit out. So I'm around 25% on this one. I hadn't worked on this one since March, and that's literally when I picked up Sunflower Cottage and started not working on any of my other WIPs. So I've still got the Cats one, Astronaut, Adrift the Big Mermaid one, the Escher 3 Spheres, I've got my bee from Gecko Rouge, I've got another one that I've completely forgotten about. So I put them all to one side when I started Sunflower Cottage. I'm really happy to be able to pick this one up again. It's on 18 count. Pretty sizable. I started in the middle. You don't stitch the background on this one. I mean, you could, but it's not charted. I started in the middle where the noses met, and then realised quite quickly that I'm not a middle starter. I need to be top left, but there isn't a proper top left on this one because there's no background. So I moved to the most top left point I could get to, and I carried on working. And I'm literally just going to work my way across. So this is where I am so far. How much can I show you? There we go. Pretty big. It's pretty big, and that's the small cat. This one's the kitten that you can see here. This is where I started, where the noses meet, and then I worked my way across, and then as soon as I could get up to this section here, top left, I did work my way down, and I'm just literally going to work my way across, probably in strips from like there to about there, so a couple of inches wide. Just keep doing strips all the way down. And move my way along. So it's quite good. I've already done the majority of the head of this one. The colours are crazy in there. Every colours you don't expect are in here. It's absolutely amazing. That's probably the biggest block colour you'll find. I would have to say this one is pretty much confetti. Thoroughly enjoyable. I think you have to... I'm really glad that I've got some other sales to work on in between, because if I was doing this one all the time, it would be really hard. You have to do so much to get, like I have to do quite a lot to get a little bit of progress to view. So I definitely need a couple of days on it in order to sort of see good progress. And for those of you who haven't seen, a Gecko Rouge come with all the threads in a little sort of card booklet with the drops here. They don't give you the DMC numbers, they give you the symbols, and then they number everything from 1 to, this one's 1 to 95. They're all on here. I've plaited or braided them all, which allows them, I've cut the loops at the end, that's the main thing, and then I plaited or braided them, and then with any bits that are left over, I've just looped them into the hole next to the main thread. It looks pretty messy up here, but that's because of all these little bits. But honestly, there's so much confetti in this piece that having that tiny, tiny bit of thread, I genuinely am using them, and it's quick then, because it's just quick. So I would recommend that as well, in case anyone needs one. Also, this is the first Gecko Rouge kit I've done, so because I don't know for definite how much thread I'm going to have left over, floss I'm going to have left over, I'm being as frugal as I possibly can and using up every single scrap. I know that they give you plenty. I know that they give you way more than your allowance that you will need. But because it's the first one I've done, I'm just sort of extra careful about it. So the next WIP I want to show you, this is the last WIP I want to show you, is one of the snail houses by Owl Forest Embroidery. It's this one. So Owl Forest Embroidery have released 3 out of the 9 snail houses they're going to be designing. They're pretty small pieces. They come in these kit boxes. I'll show you the other 2 in a second. They are the remaining 6 then they haven't released yet. I'll show you the floss in a different kit because I've wound them on the bobbins. I'll show you in a minute. But basically, this is where I am now. You get the fabric. This is 32 count linen. It's all serged, and this is where I am. So on this one I started in the middle and 2 over 2. These are variegated flosses, so doing 1 cross at a time. That's really weird for me. I very rarely have had to do that in the past. I I can't even remember off the top of my head what I have used that technique with. But it gives this really great variegation and great effect, and I absolutely love it. And it's quite, I'm stitching this one in hand, which is really odd for me. I was also doing the sewing method for a while, but now I realise I can just sew in hand and not do the sewing method. So that might be a bit quicker. See what happens. It's all a learning experience, doing lots of different things. It's really lovely to have lots of different things on the go and doing different ways of stitching with them. So the other two snail houses are, oh, I've forgotten. Is it Lily of the Valley? The label says strawberries, but I think this one's called Lily of the Valley. And there are really, there you can see the flowers, a bit more than white flowers there. I love the expression on this one. I'm probably going to, I don't know, I might save this one for the third one to do. This is the other one, and this one is Forget-Me-Nots. I love it, I love it. So for these, Emma X Stitching and I have decided to stitch these every Saturday. I'll admit for the last 2 weeks, and it'll actually be 3 weeks because it's Saturday now, I've stitched this on the Sunday. So we're using the hashtag Snail House Saturday. We're going to start Snail House Sunday as well. So I'm loving these. If anyone else is joining us, I know there are a few people who have ordered these. If I don't already know, then please let me know, because I would love to see everyone else doing this. And please do use the hashtag just so that we can see it and we can search for it in Instagram. That would be cool. Sticking with Owl Forest Embroidery, I am currently thinking about my plans for Dinosaur December. So Emma and I again have a sal planned for December. The hashtag is Dinosaur December Sal. It is just stitch anything dinosaur related in December. It doesn't have to be this particular kit that I'm about to show you. There are a few people who have bought this kit, which is awesome. I have quite a few dinosaur patterns and I need to work out what I'm doing. It might be that I do like one new start every weekend in December. I honestly haven't worked it out yet. I've also found some really small ornaments which are dinosaurs with like Christmas hats on. So I might have to stitch those so that they can go on the tree, because I think that would be really cool. But this is the Dinosaur Forest kit from Owl Forest Embroidery. It's awesome. If you want to see a finish of this one, go to Claire, which is Stitch Lit on Instagram and YouTube. She's actually finished this one and framed it. It's super cool. There are some awesome dinosaurs in there. So it's all fully kitted, everything's in here. The fabric is 32 count Zweigart. There's a, I'll show you those later. Stitchy kindness. There's a needle minder, which is backwards. Where are you? There you are. This one. He's cool with a needle. The pattern in the paper there. All the floss. Whoa, there we go. All the floss. Most of which is variegated apart from this light colour. In fact, this one might even be variegated a little bit. I love this one. It's proper bright. On the back there, in the bag, you get the bobbins with the symbols. These are really thick card symbols. These are really thick card bobbins. They're awesome. So yeah, make things much easier having the symbol on them. My other birthday start, sticking with Owl Forest again. God, I quite like Owl Forest. One of my other birthday starts was going to be this one, which is Swan Lake. I didn't quite get round to it, and now I'm not going to do it until, this might be my exam finish start. So I've got one exam left for my qualification. I've done 11 out of 12 of the exams, got one left in November, and this might be my exam finish. I won't get my results till next year, but this might be my sort of, you've done enough. Now you can enjoy all the things. Okay, so just a really quick run through of plans. It's gonna have to be really quick. My battery on my camera is running out. It's a new camera. I haven't yet worked out the replacement battery charging while you're recording thing, which I will do, but for now I'm just going to bash through stuff. This is Caterpillar Cross Stitch's newest stitch along. This is a mystery stitch along, so you get to see the blurred out version of what it's going to be, what the finished piece is going to be. If you don't want to see even the blurred out version, look away now because I'm going to show you. This is Lucky Nutcracker and this is the Christmas stitch along. So this is not my camera not focusing, that's what you get to see. Thread cards, they're in a slightly different format now, it's pretty cool. There's the key, and yeah, this one's on 16 count. And my next kit that I'm going to start, which I received yesterday or the day before, is a Dimensions kit. I've never stitched one of these before. It's called Victorian Charm. This is on 18 count blue navy. I'm trying to fit it all in. 18 count blue navy. just about make out the floss there. The flosses are so long. They just kept going, I couldn't believe it. So I'm starting this one as a birthday start for Emma X-Stitching. We're both stitching this one together. This is new for me as well. I haven't done blended threads for about 25 years. And the amount of backstitch. Can you see the brickwork? There's a lot of backstitch. Like, it's more backstitch than it looks. It's going to be fine. So the last two I wanted to show you are sals that I haven't yet actually started. They've both started now. The first one I'm going to show you is the Lakeside Needlecraft stitch along called Halloween Candlesticks. I bought the fabric in a 36 count because I thought if I did that 2 over 2 it'd be 18 count, and that's I missed 18 count, even though the cats one is in 18 count now. I was missing it quite a lot, so I thought I'd go for it. It's probably a really silly thing to do because 36 count's really small, but I've done it now, so I'm going to do it and it's going to be fine. This is the fabric. This is Pumpkin. This is directly from Lakeside Needlecraft. Pretty good colour in that the light sections are very yellow and the other sections then are pretty dark orange, so that's a really cool one. The first part, this is in 6 parts, and the first part has been released. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the hashtag is for that one. These are the flosses, so quite a random mixture of colours, not entirely sure what's going to go on there, can't wait. Last piece of fabric to show you is for a sal by the Witchy Stitcher. This is called the Cryptid Sal. If you've been on Instagram, a lot of people are stitching this one. I cannot wait to get involved. The whole of August is supposed to be to stitch the whole of the frame. I'm not confident in my counting, so I'm not going to stitch the whole frame. I'm probably just going to stitch the top section. The cryptids, they're going to be 16 cryptids, so they're little sort of mythical creatures, mythical animals, legendary animals. I'm not entirely sure what the exact definition is, but for instance, if you cover your ears if you don't want to know, or put me on mute, things like the Loch Ness Monster. You can come back now, it's fine. I wasn't entirely sure what to stitch this one on, so I went for manuscript. I've seen this for ages, and this is from Lakeside Needlecraft as well, and I just really wanted to stitch it. So I bought a big piece because I wanted the text horizontally. If this is upside down or not, but at least you'll be able to see the text. Now, I've tried this through loads of filters on Instagram, through my camera, and I absolutely cannot make out the writing. I can make out the odd word, but I cannot make out the writing. But I thought this would look quite cool because I feel like the piece is, I don't know, because it's hard because you don't know what it's going to be like, but I've gone for this anyway. It's actually far more sort of washed out on the camera. It's quite a dark beigey sort of browny orange. So those are all my plans. So considering when I finished Sunflower Cottage, I thought, oh, that's okay, I just got sort of deck the halls and you know, just sort of I'll do the Lucky Nutcracker. I've now just jumped in full steam ahead with a lot of things, a lot more things than I planned. But that's okay, I'm just gonna enjoy every single minute of it, which I am. So I'm really looking forward to stitching all the things, and that's a lot more than I'd planned. I also thought that August was going to be quite a relaxing month for me. I have to write up, I have to evidence work stuff for my qualification. So I thought August would be quite a relaxed kind of month because the pressure's off with my exams. I've got sort of 2 months till I start full on studying, full on again. No, that hasn't happened. So that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you're not yet a subscriber and you want to see more. If you want to join our SALs, please contact either myself or Emma and we can add you to the Instagram chat groups. Please leave me a comment below or message me on Instagram if you have any questions or want to say hi. If you're stitching anything I'm stitching on, also please let me know. I love watching other people stitch the same stuff. It's really cool. If you're all well, hopefully I won't leave it quite as long till the next one. Please do take care and see you soon. Bye.